Mic check. Okay. All right. Real quick, going to do a brief video on what's going on in, hold on. What's going on in the United States and across the world. A lot of places are actually doing this, but it's definitely happening here in the United States. The other day, I ran across a random video. I don't know if it was Facebook, maybe Instagram. Someone was showing a bunch of people dumping milk, dairy farmers that were dumping milk. So, you know, I know that during this virus, one of the essential places for you to go is to a grocery store. My daughter actually works at a grocery store and she continues to go to work. It's an essential job. But the government is making it, is going to be making it harder if nothing happens as far as the slowdown of this thing. And they're playing it out real good. They playing this out to a T. They're playing it out like it's a movie, like the movie Contagion. So people are eventually going to have to go to them for food and water. I'm gonna say that again. Eventually, people are going to have to go to the government or some type of private industry contractor that works for the government for food and water. It won't be at the grocery store. No Kroger, Ingles, or Publix or whatever grocery store you have in your area. They're not going to have anything. It's going to be empty, especially if the numbers keep rising. And if you watch my other videos, you know that some people are dying of other things, but they're using deaths at hospitals. If it's not a gunshot or an accident that you die from, they're using those deaths as numbers for COVID-19. All right, so this is a letter that a guy got showing that some of these dairy farmers have what's called co-ops, just like an investor that invests in a building and it's a co-op building and they make money and everyone makes money because everyone is pitching in whatever they're pitching in. So some of these dairy farmers are co-ops, and this is a co-op letter from a company sent to a dairy farmer. The board of directors has approved the following program to encourage members to quit dairy farming by paying the equity in the cooperative for the years 2010 to 2019, provided the following criteria is met. So they want them to get rid of their cows. Members must not sell their cows to an existing member of the cooperative. They want them to get rid of their cows. They're telling them to quit dairy farming. Some of these people have been farming for generations and they're telling them to just stop making milk. Me personally, my household, we drink almond milk or some type of milk that's made from something besides a cow because we're not baby cows. And we had to learn that lesson hard. Well, not hard, but we learned that lesson by watching and educating ourselves about milk, right? So we try to stay away from dairy products. Sometimes we do eat cheese or whatnot, but for the most part, as far as drinking milk, we buy like almond milk or some type of milk, some type of other type of milk that's not from a cow. All right, so I'm gonna pull this video up right quick. We can watch this just a minute video.
Dairy in Galt, Arlen Van Groningen's 1,250 cows continue to produce milk. In this video, shot by the third-generation dairyman.
Hold on a second. I guess it has to load. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna refresh the page, but I'm just gonna refresh this so it'll come back up. But this is crazy, right? And this is not the only thing that's going on. Not at all. This is not the only thing that's going on as far as food consumption is going goes. So, and this
Majority is
video is
sold for
from
butter
yesterday.
and powder. So far, he's escaped.
This video is from yesterday, the 7th. All right, you can see the date at the bottom of the page. Move on to top was okay. So you now have meat companies. This is an article from NPR. Also yesterday, meat processing plants suspend operations after workers fall ill. Right, so it's not one plant. This is more than one plant, okay? I'm gonna read just a little bit of this article. Let's read just the hell of this article if I can get this thing to, I don't know, my computer is acting stupid right now. That looks like a Tyson chicken plant. Yep, Tyson Foods in Iowa. The picture is from 2013, but this article is from yesterday. Okay, it says several meat processing plants around the U.S. are sitting idle this week because workers have been infected with coronavirus. Tyson Foods, one of the country's biggest meat processors, says it suspended operations at its pork plant in Columbus Junction, Iowa, after more than 24 workers got sick with COVID-19. You shouldn't be eating pork anyway. I didn't even know Tyson did pork. Ugh. Anyway, National Beef Packing stopped slaughtering cattle at another Iowa plant, and JBS USA shut down work at a beef plant in Pennsylvania. Most farms and food companies are continuing to operate during the COVID-19 pandemic. There's concern that the coronavirus could spread among workers during some of the most labor-intensive jobs, including meat processing. So eventually, they're probably going to shut down the meat, or the government is going to take over some of these plants in order to, quote unquote, curb the virus, right? To make sure that nothing gets into the food, and they're going to be passing out the food. Okay, this was another one. Let me see. I don't know why this is. Anyway, this was another article on MSN about meat. It says piles of meat could be heading to the tip after butchers were told last minute they wouldn't be able to open Thursday, New Zealand's first day of COVID-19 lockdown. So I guess this is overseas in New Zealand. But the thing is that food is about to be scarce. Me, myself, personally, I already grow some vegetables, and we just planted some more vegetables last week. I built a box outside, not just potted plants, but we also built the box for more vegetables. It's time for you to pick up your green thumb, even if you don't have one, and plant some vegetables. But check this out. Check this out. Walmart bans the sale of vegetable seeds as non-essential as stores seal aisles to prevent unnecessary roaming. All right. So now they know that once people start catching on to grow their own food, how are you going to grow it with no seeds? Walmart stores in New England are sealing off entire aisles with products deemed unnecessary in attempts to combat the scourge of shoppers wandering around to relieve coronavirus quarantine fatigue. So this is just one article. I think this like one of those InfoWars websites. But there are many other websites that show that states, there's more than one state. Like this one here, it says 29 states just, no, this was 2017, recently. States ban sale of seeds, meat packers closed. This was April 3rd, right? So, so it's, if nothing happens, like the United States has a date for April 30th for everything to get back to normal after April 30th, blah, blah, blah. If nothing happens where it curbs the virus to where, you know, like they say, the heat kills virus. So just because it's going to get warmer in the next few weeks, going into summer, if nothing happens, you got milk gone, meat gone, no seeds to grow your own vegetables. It's about to be a whole nother world. Just like I said on my last video, a lot of people think that that they're going to go back to where they were, that the world is going back to how it was. I don't think so. Me personally, I don't think so. I think that all of this is an implementation of some type of new world, and they're doing it in a way that the masses won't ask a lot of questions, or at least a lot of the masses won't ask a lot of questions. They'll all just be blamed on the coronavirus. We have to change because of the coronavirus. We got to change everything because of the coronavirus. We have to change the way we eat. We have to change the way we do things. We have to change how you gather together. We have to change money. We have to change and make it digital. We have to make sure that everyone in the world is vaccinated with the digital ID 2020. That's what's about to happen. I just wanted to point this stuff out, that, you know, the food is about to be gone. Everybody is going to the store almost every day. I know my wife goes to the grocery store, if not every day, every other day, to pick up little things that we don't have or haven't picked up yet. But we definitely started planting. We bought seeds over a year ago, non-GMO seeds. And that's what I suggest, especially for my brothers and sisters in the truth. If you're not already doing it, find you some non-GMO seeds. Amazon is still running. Just go on Amazon and order you some non-GMO seeds. Vegetables, things that grow pretty fast is leafy greens like lettuce and cabbage. You know, maybe onions. There was another guy, I think this is, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this guy right here. You see all these onions? He has millions of onions. You see this? It says crops rotting. Farmers told to sell cows quit. Yeah, I just showed you the sell cows thing, but rotted onions. So he's an onion farmer, and he has millions of onions on a whole lot of land, and all of it's rotting because he can't get it to restaurants. The restaurants were buying his onions more than the grocery stores. Since the restaurants around the US are shut down, he can't make any money, and all the food is rotting. So if you got rotten food, who's going to actually, how are the farmers going to make money if the food is rotting? No one's eating it. That means a famine is coming. There won't just be a famine of food, but as the scriptures say, there will also be a famine of the word once all of this plays out. I know a lot of people are carnal, and they just think that they're gonna things are gonna change and go back to normal. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not trying to be uh, a pessimist. I'm always optimistic, but I don't trust mine enemies. I don't trust these people, the same people who implemented all of this system, these Edomites. I don't trust them. So I know that they do things, and I know that the Most High has never been happy with them. And if he's making changes, then who's ever following them or living around them, they're going to be hurting too. If the curses are reversing or falling upon them as prophecy states, if this is what this is, and at the same time they're trying to implement the mark of the beast or something near to it to where it leads to that, then guess what? It's not going back to the same thing. No empire in this world has ever stayed the same for a long time, forever. Nothing has lasted forever. Not one empire. All empires have fallen. And soon enough, this empire will fall. Prophecy shall be fulfilled, as always. It's April 8th, about to be April 9th, 2020. The numbers just keep rising. Not saying that there is no coronavirus, because there is. I showed you in my other videos the patents for the coronavirus. My last video, I showed you who owned the patents for some of the coronavirus. So if I was y'all, I would start thinking about making sure that my family can eat, and I would stay prayed up and stay spiritual and try to keep the enemy away from you. Stop dealing with these heathens, eat right, come back to the Most High, keep the commandments, and live. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash, Kwam Yasharala, Shalawam.